Well, a beautiful setting for senior night here in the South Bay as we get set for the regular season finale between Bellarmine and Valley Christian. Evan Giddings along with Matthew Suh with you here live in the South Bay. And Matthew, of course, not all seasons, or all seasons do, I should say, have to come to a close, but one that for Bellarmine has been up and down this year. They hope that it can end on a high note with a familiar foe in Valley Christian.
Yeah, it's going to be imperative for Bellarmine to fix the mistakes that they made last game. Some bad flags and missed penalties, missed opportunities. It's going to be imperative for them to capitalize on that against the 1-8 Valley Christian Warriors.
Well, Bellarmine enters at 3-6, 2-4, and currently slotted in 5th place in the WCAL, and of course they will be ready for postseason competition in the future. 6 of the 8 teams in the league do get into the postseason, and so they are going to try and get themselves right. And it's a team, Matthew, that throughout this year absolutely started off, sort of on the right foot, some competitive games earlier on this season, hit by some injuries, but a couple of guys, and specifically Ben Pfaff, who they will get back tonight, should help their effort against the Warriors.
That's going to be huge for them, especially on the run game. In the run game, he's their rock, and they're going to hand him the ball and let him get to work tonight.
Well, throughout this season, they are currently riding a 4-game losing streak, hoping to break that, but did have a 3-game victorious streak midway through the year. And as we get set for the coin flip and decide exactly who is going to return and kick off here this evening, Bellarmine, of course, in their home navy blue uniforms with the white numbers and lettering with the powder blue trim. Opposite Valley Christian in their road whites with the navy blue letters and the black trim. Appreciate all of those. You could join us here on YouTube today. And so we are just about set for football. The captains for Bellarmine coming back to their sideline as we get set for kickoff. Two teams very familiar with each other. Valley Christian will not be seeing postseason competition, bottom of WCAL right now. So right now, Bellarmine, Matthew, sort of in a game where obviously you'd love to be victorious on senior night, send a couple of upperclassmen, 30 of which on this team home happy, but also looking ahead to the postseason, you want to make sure that you set plans in motion to make sure you have a successful postseason run like a year ago.
Yeah, and you want to play it safe tonight, but it would be nice to get the victory here and bring some momentum heading into the playoffs. But as you said, you do want to play it safe, and if they look to get out early tonight, maybe we'll see them rest some of their starters in the 4th.
Will be interesting to see. Of course, Bellarmine trying to get back into the win column, and they will return to begin this game. Meanwhile, Valley Christian set to kick off. Yeah, we are just about ready for football here at San Jose Community College. So glad that you could join us as Jose Garcia, a senior himself for Valley Christian, will do the honors and kick from right to left. Meanwhile, back for Bellarmine, the combination of Brain Cantlin and Zane St. Laurent. And taking there a little fake reverse action to the near side. That's Nace Escalada with it, and he breaks into the clear past the 30-yard line, out beyond the 35, where he is wrapped up, and that is a nice start on special teams for Bellarmine.
It's really good for Bellarmine. They get set up in great field position already at the 40-yard line, and a lot improved on special teams from last week.
Well, Nate Escalada, who started the first game this season, went down in the second game of the year, giving way to Parker 3, who kind of threaded the needle at quarterback through the middle part of this season. But Escalada is back out onto the field on senior night, the 6'1", 180-pounder. Into the backfield, a couple of steps behind the line of scrimmage. And behind him, Ben Pfaff returning to the starting lineup for Bellarmine. They bring 2 men in motion. It's a nice reverse, and the give is to Parker Threet, who bends the edge towards the outside, beyond the 40, out to about the 46-yard line. Nice gain there on first down.
And that's that versatility that Threet has. He can play wide receiver. He can play quarterback. Obviously playing quarterback in the middle of the season, leading them to a few wins. But we saw him right there coming out of the backfield, and see him lined up in the slot here, wide receiver.
2 to the near side, 1 wide receiver towards the far side of the field. They bring 3 to motion yet again. Handoff here is to Pfaff. He goes up the middle and runs into a horde of white jerseys. Brought down around the line of scrimmage. That will bring up 3rd and manageable, about 3rd and 4 at the 46.
And this is what hurt them so much last week at St. Francis was the 3rd downs. They would, get maybe 1 or 2 yards on the 1st and 2nd downs and not set them up for good field position on the 3rd down. So this 3rd and short is key right here, looking for a conversion to start the game.
An offense under second-year head coach Beachman that loves to put the ball on the ground, try and maneuver and create methodical drives on offense. Play action pass and a toss towards the outside just beyond the outstretched hands of Joe Fuqua, the 6'1" tight end, and it's beyond his reach. That'll bring a 4th down on the incompletion, and here comes the punting unit.
Not ideally how you want to start a football game on a 3-and-out, but Bellarmine's looking to get back on defense, force a clean 3-and-out against Valley Christian, and then come back on offense and drive down the field.
Connor Tripp will do the first kicking of the evening. Meanwhile, back to return for Valley Christian is Jordan Vargas, the 5'10" sophomore. Really no pressure from the Warriors as Tripp sends a high spinner up the far sideline. Takes a Valley Christian bounce out near the boundary and lands at about the 35-yard line, which is where the Warriors will take over. And we'll see the first look from the Bellarmine defense.
Yeah, Valley Christian coming into this game compared to the national average of high schools, below in almost all offensive categories such as completions and yards per attempt. So it's going to be interesting to see what Valley Christian does to dial up their offense on this last game of the regular season.
9 games so far this year, a 1-8 overall record, but just 72 points to show for it on offense. And Matthew, the defense for Bellarmine, of course, with the amount of injuries sustained on offense, has really had to lead the way this year. Will probably be another strength for them here tonight. 4-3 look here on defense for Bellarmine, as the quick give is to Clinton Eek, 5'9", 170 pounds, and the junior goes off right guard, picks up a couple out to the 39-yard line, gain of 4.
Yeah, and that's that defensive line missing some key players on defense with Jacob Tatum and Nick Corbett being out. But it's going to be interesting tonight to see how they step up tonight on defense.
Plenty of seniors on that defense, including one of the better defensive linemen in the league, Javon Reels, 6'1", 280 pounds. As right now, he lines up in the middle of that Valley Christian offensive line. Fake handoff, and now the give goes to Vargas. The return man takes it up the middle. And this is also how Valley Christian likes to play. Not a team that puts the ball in the air a bit, or a lot, I should say. Keeps it on the ground, and a modest gain there on 2nd down.
Yeah, it looks like Valley Christian wants to establish the run game early, and that's what they're doing on their first 2 plays. They opted to run the ball. Obviously not going to be passing as much as last year with Jurion Dickey leaving their team to Menlo Atherton, but it's going to be interesting to see how Valley Christian calls plays throughout the rest of the game tonight.
Helmed at quarterback by Matt Mathello as he hands off to Eek. Gets first down yardage and about to midfield, where he's wrapped up on the other side by Reese McKeever, the sophomore 205-pounder.
And that's 3 straight plays that Valley Christian has run the ball. So it's going to be important for Bellarmine to establish that defensive line and kind of create a wall to stop them from penetrating.
In front of a good home crowd here tonight, still filing in at San Jose Community College. Band is a-roaring as always, and the student section filling out as well. So a quick measurement from the officials. And the gain right there of about 6 yards brings them on the edge of midfield and on the plus side into Bellarmine territory. 2 teams not afraid to run clock and, again, create these long and lengthy drives. Turnovers have been what has primarily ailed Bellarmine this season on offense. Valley Christian has also turned the ball over quite a bit as well, so it'll be interesting to see which team can hold on to the rock and not hurt itself against its opponent. Under center, Othello and the junior. Now a quick give to the left side, and then a couple of Bellarmine defenders try and wrap up the running man, as that is Remy Hernandez bouncing off a couple of bodies and then spinning his way for a gain of 2.
And that was a good stop, or a good start right there for Bellarmine's defense, kind of getting to the backfield early. Just need to finish the play next time and make that tackle, but good start on defense so far.
So check that. They only give him 1 up to the 48-yard line.
Let's see if Valley Christian decides to pass here on the 2nd and long. Have not passed a single play yet this game. Of course, we're only 4 plays into the game.
Started at their own 35-yard line up to the 48 into Bellarmine territory. Bethello under center, 2 running backs in the backfield. Give this to Eek. He runs right, bends the edge. He's got some room to run past the 45 and beyond the 40-yard line, where he shoved out of bounds at the 39, pardon me, the 41-yard line. So a nice gain there of about 8 yards and a first down.
Yeah, Valley Christian obviously establishing the run there. Eek, number 6 for Valley Christian, getting to the outside and getting that first down for them. He's a junior from Valley Christian, 5'9", 170 pounds. Looks to be a big part of their game plan tonight.
So the first down run, Valley Christian continues to keep the ball on the ground. Two wide receivers split to the near side, including Eek in the slot. And now a fake to the direct handoff, and now a stumbling running back in Remy Hernandez going up the gut off that right side of the offensive line. And that's a nice gain on first down, move the chains on the pickup of 10.
And Valley Christian is showing no signs of slowing down. Their offensive line is winning the battle of the trenches, and they're able to get good blocks and open up that running lane for their running backs. Looks like they're also using a 2-man or 3-man committee with Eek Hernandez switching out for carries.
So they actually spotted Hernandez a yard short. A bit of a jumbo package with a couple of big boys in the backfield. Give us to Eek. He follows that fullback and then rolls all the way down to the 12-yard line. Tackle made on the other side by Jake Hansen, but not before. Another Valley Christian first down. Nice opening drive for the Warriors.
It's going to be key for Bellarmine tonight is if they can stop the run, because if Valley Christian can establish the run, they can do other things off of that, such as play action. So it's going to be key for Bellarmine to win that interior battle down on the defensive front and stop the run early.
Already 24 yards on the ground for Eek on this opening drive.
It looks like Remy Hernandez in the backfield now, switching out for Eek.
Bethello takes the handoff, fakes to the fullback, gives it to Hernandez as he continues just to rumble off the right side. Over there, Reese McKeever again for Bellarmine, but a nice gain down to the 11-yard line. Pickup of 5 there for Valley Christian.
Another great run by Valley Christian. 5 yards on that attempt, and you'd like to see Bellarmine kind of stop them, force them to pass, so to speak.
Well, Bellarmine and the defensive line, feisty but a bit undersized, as is the Valley Christian offensive line. A couple of big boys to the right. That's typically where they've been putting the ball. As Bertholt now comes out of the shotgun, it's a handoff to Eek, and he runs right into the arms of Javon Reels, who wrestles him down. Might have even been a loss in the play. Nice play from the senior.
And that's a great stop right there. That's a key stop. Sets up the third and medium, third and short on 3rd and 4. And so now this is going to, where we're going to see maybe Valley Christian decides to pass here, or maybe they stick with the run game and hand it off to either Eek or Hernandez out of the backfield.
8th play of this opening drive for Valley Christian is we're under 5 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Evan Giddings and Matthew Suh with you, bringing you Bellarmine and Valley Christian. 3rd down and 4. So into the red zone go the Warriors. The Bells with a chance to come up with perhaps a big stop early on in this opening frame.
Looks like Remy Hernandez. Oh, I think Valley Christian just called the timeout.
And so they want time to take things into their own hands, talk it over. Mario Blauman with the call as we step aside for just a moment as well. You're watching Bellarmine football here on YouTube. Okay. So back out of the 30-second timeout, 4:31 to go. No score here in the opening quarter. Valley Christian 3rd and 4 on the Bellarmine 10-yard line. Berthold under center brings Eek in motion. It's a fake and a give to the fullback, it looked like, as Vargas might have taken that give there and then is able to burst his way through the line of scrimmage for a first down gain. So nice job by Valley Christian using some deception to gain the first down and move closer to the goal line.
Yeah, and it didn't look like there was much to decide about on that timeout. It looked like they were going to run it all the way. Matthew Botello, the quarterback for Valley Christian, only has thrown 3 passing touchdowns this season. So looks like that run game is going to be a big part of their offensive game plan, and we'll see if it can hold up through the rest of the game.
So 1st and goal from the 3-yard line after the gain of 7. Botello under center. He gives it to the fullback and then sort of gets hit first and then falls towards the goal line. First contact was made by Ben Coulter, the middle linebacker, and there is a Valley Christian offensive lineman down there on the field. Not something you want to see. But the runner was stopped just short of the goal line, so about a gain of 2 as the man down on the field appears to be Federico Cobarrubio, a freshman offensive lineman. So the athletic training staff is out to check on the underclassmen as we step aside for a quick break during this injury timeout. Valley Christian driving, 10th play of the drive upcoming with 3:57 left. The Warriors knocking on the door here at San Jose Community College. No score here in the first quarter. Welcome back to San Jose Community College. Evan Giddings and Matthew Saw with you here live. And Federico Cobarrubio getting carted off the field, the freshman offensive lineman for Valley Christian. We wish him all the best here on what is the last game of the season for Valley Christian. So not a way you want your season to come to a close, but at least he's got a long and hopefully successful career in front of him. 3 more years left. But Valley Christian right now, Matthew, is knocking on the door. 11th play of the drive, and everything has been on the ground as they come to the line.
Yeah, it looks like they've just been chipping away, slowly chipping away. 3 yards, 4-yard runs, and we'll see what they do here. I'm guessing run.
Botello under center. The give is to Eek right behind his center. He gets thrown back by a couple of Bells, and navy blue jerseys come storming through out of the pile. First right there is Christian Farias, the senior, bursting through and holding them to no gain.
And they're trying to get Eek with his 11th rushing touchdown of the season. Lined him up in wildcat formation, trying to just give him the direct snap, give and go to get into the end zone, but just stopped shy of the goal line. Great goal line stand by Bellarmine, and looks like they're at inches now. 3rd and inches.
3rd down and goal from the 1. The give is to Eek. He goes right down the middle, turns, and then falls back into the end zone. But there is a flag on the far side of the field. And it does not look like it's going to be coming back. Potentially. And so that's going to be an opening drive score for Valley Christian from 1 yard out. Connor Eek, the plunge. And with 3:08 left, Valley Christian leads 6-0.
Yeah, Clinton Eek averaging 95 yards per game. That was his 11th touchdown on the season. And, you know, as we saw earlier, this is going to be a big part of Valley Christian's game plan all throughout tonight.
Garcia, the kick. It's off the right post, and it is no good. And it's actually picked up on the play by Brock, but nonetheless, and missed extra point. Still, the Warriors have the early lead with 3:08 left against Bellarmine.
So it'll be interesting to see what Bellarmine decides to dial up here on offense. As we saw right after Bellarmine was forced to that 3-and-out, the offense came and sat down on the sideline with Coach Buchman and went over the film. They looked at each play that they ran, and, you know, maybe they're thinking about some adjustments to be made here on this second drive after that long drive by Valley Christian.
12 plays, 65 yards, concludes with an Eek 1-yard score. And with 3:08 left, Bellarmine here at home, their last regular season game of the season on senior night, falling behind first. And Farik, as you mentioned, his 11th rushing touchdown of the season. A solid year for the junior, now playing in his 10th game. And so the senior and Garcia will prepare to send things away as Escalada, along with St. Laurent, are back on the Bellarmine side. Hands raised, snap down from Valley Christian, and it's a spiral end-over-end kick that stops at the 20-yard line, picked up on a hop by Escalada. Now travels to the near side, cuts it back up the hash marks, gets hit hard at the 30-yard line and falls forward to the 32.
That's decent field position for for Bellarmine. And it'll be interesting to see what they go with. If they decide to give the ball to Ben Pfaff a little more in the backfield, or maybe dial it up with some play action, some screens, bubble screens.
Well, their first drive stalled just around midfield as Escalada comes out. 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Pfaff, an equal amount of yardage behind the signal caller. It's a give to the left side. Pfaff looks to bend the edge, goes nowhere as he's hit by Edgar Bareilles, defensive end, and the sophomore, first to the ball. And that's going to be no gain on first down for Pfaff.
And Pfaff averaging 7.9 yards per carry this year. Getting stopped early on by Valley Christian seems to be the key focal point of Valley Christian's defensive game plan, is to stop Ben Pfaff, and you stop Bellarmine's offense as a whole.
Actually, a loss of 1, so 2nd and 11 now from the 31-yard line. Play action, a quick hitter to the outside. It's complete. Nice move, and then crunched out of bounds beyond the 45-yard line. Pitch and catch over there to Selby Aliaga the junior at 6'1", picks up a first down for Bellarmine.
That's a nice read by Nate Escalada on that RPO. You know, Bellarmine could not really connect on a lot of screens last week against St. Francis. Often the timing was a little off, and that one on the money, perfectly timed little flip to Sebi Aliaga.
So longest play of the game so far for Bellarmine, 15 yards up to the 46-yard line. Spread, 3 wide receivers now as Escalada dances around the pocket and gets ripped down. That's going to be a face mask.
Yeah, and you could see Escalada kind of going down awkwardly right there. Flags went flying immediately to protect the quarterback.
I believe that was Nick Hart-Mason, a senior defensive end that quite clearly just sort of grabbed Escalada up near the face mask and took him down to the turf. Fortunately, the senior quarterback is all right as we await the call from our official this evening. Face mask or horse collar was bound to be the call, but Bellarmine will certainly take the mistake created by Valley Christian, and our first penalty of the evening will move Bellarmine for the first time into plus territory.
And here's where Bellarmine wants to really not make any mistakes. No flags. You don't want to kind of shoot yourself in the foot here. Play clean football. Take it slow, one play at a time. You know, think about getting first downs before scoring.
So it'll be first down at the Valley Christian 49-yard line. And some motion on the Bellarmine side, as well as Valley Christian, though I have to imagine this will be a false start.
Looks like the officials are signaling it to be against Bellarmine. And that's unfortunately what Bellarmine did not want to do. Coach Buchman arguing on the side with the referee. He clearly thought that there was movement from Valley Christian's defensive front.
Well, Jones Lewis was the defensive lineman who jumped for Valley Christian, but not before 3 bells moved evidently first. Escalade in the shotgun as 3 was near his right hip and then moves to the far side, and another flag is thrown. Hands up for Valley Christian, and that's going to be, I believe, illegal motion on offense against Valley Christian. So after they get the benefit of the penalty, 2 5-yarders, put them behind the 8 ball, back onto their side of the field. No, I take it back. Apologies. So it's actually against Valley Christian.
Looks like those 2 penalties offset, but that's exactly what you do not want to do if you're Bellarmine. You want to play it clean as you start to encroach into Valley Christian's territory. Kind of refrain from making any mental mistakes.
So first down and 5. Couple of men in motion on the Bellarmine side. And a quick hitter to the far side. That's Pfaff that makes the reception and then moves up to about the 45. So pitch and catch of 4. It's going to be close to a first down for Bellarmine. And nice quick throw from Escalada.
And they want to get Ben Pfaff as integrated into the game as possible. Both a receiving and rushing threat out of the backfield. So it's going to be imperative to get him the ball on offense. And that's the game plan so far for Coach Buchman.
So 4th play of this second drive for Bellarmine, with a couple of penalties sprinkled in on each side. Under a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Valley Christian leading Bellarmine 6-0. And missed extra point, the difference so far in this one. It's a roll to the right side for 3. Looks to throw and now tries to run, and he's buried behind the line of scrimmage. So Beachman and his offense tries to maneuver with some trickery on 2nd and short. They look deep, but instead they lose 4.
That's going to bring up a key 3rd down for Bellarmine here. We'll see what they want to do. But this has been their area that they've struggled a bit over the season. That 3rd down, 3rd and medium, 3rd and short. Just able to convert on 3rd downs has been a bit of a struggle for Bellarmine on offense, and it'll be interesting to see what they go with here.
This time it's Hansen in the backfield with Escalado. Drops back, pressure in his face. It's a screen pass completed to Hansen. He reaches for the first down marker, and he's going to be close to it. Nice tackle on the other side by Champ Toalela, defensive lineman and a sophomore that makes the grab and it just looks like Hansen is going to be a couple of inches short. It's going to be fourth down and 1.
And that's what Bellarmine loves to do in the offensive plan is get those screens, quick screens to the outside and get those players on the outside to get some yards. Unfortunately, the blocks weren't there for Hansen that time. So Bellarmine stopped just shy of that first down marker.
Well, and maybe a good time for the end of the first quarter. Meachman and crew can talk things over whether they want to go for it or not. Fourth down upcoming on the opposite side. Second quarter action up next with Valley Christian leading Bellarmine here at San Jose Community College 6-0 when we return with the second quarter.
All right, welcome back to San Jose City College. Bellarmine at the 50-yard line, or 45-yard line, I'm sorry. Here's Escalada, here's a snap, hands it off to Pfaff. Up the middle for fighting for the extra yardage, and he does get the first down to move the chains on this crucial 4th and 1 play.
Now, second and maybe third effort there from Pfaff as he was hit, it looked like in the backfield by a white jersey and then spun off one and reached for the first down. That's a gutsy play by the senior.
And that's what Ben likes to do is fight for that extra yardage. The yards after contact has been important for him and a crucial part of his game this year. Here's Escalada, looks like trips left. Escalada, here's a snap, hands it off to Pfaff. Gonna fight for a few yards. And looks like he's gonna get about 4 on the play. Bringing it up to a 2nd down and 6.
Would love to see Bellarmine get into some rhythm running the football, hopefully allowing them to open things up on the outside for some passes if Escalada so chooses.
Pfaff off of the field for this play. Pimento in the slot. Here's a snap from Escalada. Looks to flip, pitches it on the option to Hansen, and he's going to take off for a gain of 20. What a play.
And just a burst of speed into the clear by Hansen. Nice pitch by Escalada. Took the hit and still kept going.
And that's what Bellarmine needed on offense. Looks like Valley Christian getting their sub off the field just in time. Escalada looking to go no huddle here. Referee set the ball at the line of scrimmage. And here's the whistle. Here's a snap. Looks like they're running the same play. This time Escalada opts to keep the ball. Good for about 5 yards on the play. Bringing up a 2nd and 5.
Nice containment there by Hart Mason. Seeing Escalada pitch it on the previous play, but still maintaining integrity there and wrapping him up for the short gain.
And that's what Bellarmine likes to do is run the same play with the no huddle after using it and it being successful on the first play. They like to use it again. Looks like they got 2 wide receivers on the left. And here's a handoff. RPO, and they're going to throw that one to Sean McGuire, number 88. He's going to run, and they're going to call it a Bellarmine touchdown, and that's going to be 6 for the Bells on an RPO play to number 85, Sean McGuire. What a play.
Well, McGuire just basically threw a defender off of him and scampered into the clear. Looked like he might have been wrapped up close to the 2, but fell forward towards the goal line. And what a couple of second efforts on that drive. First by Pfaff on the 4th down, and then McGuire with a 17-yard touchdown.
On for the kick is Connor Tripp, number 16. Both the kicker and punter for Bellarmine tonight. Here's a snap, the hold, the kick is good. Bellarmine leads Valley Christian 7-6. Valley Christian gets the ball next after this quick break.
Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It started at 36. That's 9 plays, 64 yards. Thereabouts.
All right, welcome back to San Jose City College. Bellarmine just scored a touchdown with the extra point, putting them up 7-6 here against Valley Christian. And here's the kick from Connor Tripp. Going to be deep into the end zone, and it's going to be tipped. Valley Christian. It looks like the referees are going to call that a touchback for Valley Christian.
Remy Hernandez, very fortunate there.
Very fortunate. Very fortunate that the referee called the touchback on that play. So Valley Christian will be starting. Bellarmine Band is roaring here at San Jose City College on this Friday night, November 4th. Valley Christian starts at the 20-yard line. Botello under center. Going heavy again. The handoff to number 6. And that's Clinton Eek. Once again, looks like Bellarmine is trying to stop that run game that Valley Christian is using and running all over them tonight.
Looked like Skadina came up from the safety position to make that tackle after the gain of 5.
So Valley Christian going into the huddle, just coming out of it. They got the play. Looks like they're in the same formation, that run formation. Botello under center again. Here's the snap, hands it off. Number 6, Clinton Eek once again with the carry. Good for about 3 yards. That'll bring up a 3rd down and short for Valley Christian.
And nice job by Braden Cantlin to come up and make the tackle there. Both Eek and Cantlin about 170 pounds, but not allowing much after the initial point of contact, despite him picking up about 3 yards on the play.
So 3rd down and 2. And it looks like we know what Valley Christian's going to do here. They have not passed the ball once yet tonight on both of their drives. Lining up under center is Botello. Here's the snap, handoff. And it looks like Valley Christian got the 1st down. Number 20, Remy Hernandez on the carry. And Valley Christian showing no signs of slowing down with the run game. So Bellarmine's going to have to find out some ways to stop that run game tonight, as Valley Christian's just going to run all over Bellarmine if they don't find a way to contain the run first.
And they haven't been afraid to mix it up. It's been about 3 or 4 different ball carriers tonight, so tough to hone in on one of them, despite Eek being maybe the most forceful of the bunch.
Botello in the same formation under center, hands it off to Remy Hernandez this time out of the backfield. And the play is immediately called dead. Looks like there's a penalty on the play. False start against Valley Christian. That's going to back them up, and that's not what you'd like to see if you're a Valley Christian fan, but the Bellarmine fans here at home are happy with that call.
Yeah, after a clean first drive offensively in which they didn't commit any infractions, then on defense saw the face mask and offsides call, so Valley Christian getting a bit out of rhythm, maybe putting itself behind the 8 ball with some of these mental mistakes.
Yeah, Valley Christian backed up 5 yards there, making it a 1st and 15. Botello got the play call, now going under center. One receiver out left. Looks like they got that heavy run formation once again. Botello under center. In motion is Eek. Here's the snap. Handoff to Remy Hernandez, and he's not going to get much right there on that play. Bottled up for a few yards, and that's going to bring up a 2nd. And actually, I think they're saying no gain on the play. 2nd and 15 for Valley Christian.
Well, that's a big stop right there. And the hit made by Brendan Brock, 6'1" senior here on senior night, trying to do his best to make sure the regular season finishes up with a W.
So Botello goes into the huddle once again. And maybe this penalty forces them to throw the ball a little bit more, as they have not done one single pass play tonight, as we mentioned earlier. 2nd and 14. Botello under center once again. Heavy run formation. Here's a snap. Looks like it's a play action. Botello's going to get hit as he throws, complete to number 20, Remy Hernandez, on the play action. Botello a little slow to get up, and looks like there is a flag. And they're calling it roughing the passer on Bellarmine. So that'll add an additional 15 yards to the end of the play.
Yeah, just to heave off the back foot there, and I thought it was pretty close from, I believe Javon Reels was the one that drew the laundry, but it was pretty close to the point in which he hit the quarterback, to the point where the ball was released. Did hit the turf hard on the first pass of the night for Valley Christian, so first 15-yard penalty of the night against Bellarmine is going to move Valley Christian quite a bit up the field.
Yeah, and those plays are so hard because the referees are looking at the timing of when the quarterback releases the ball and then when he gets hit. And unfortunately, it goes in the favor of Valley Christian this time. Now at the 50-yard line. Here's Botello under center. Run heavy formation once again. Eek in motion. Here's the handoff to Clinton Eek, the running back. And he's going to keep going. He's going to steamroll ahead, and he's going to finally be brought down after a gain of 11 yards on that run play.
Oh, thank goodness for Cantlin there. It was sort of difficult to tell in the traffic whether or not Eek was actually going down or if he was on his feet, but sort of a ballet act to stay up and stay balanced. And Cantlin recognizing just as Eek looked like he was going to break into the clear, to fall on top of him and wrap him up to at least hold him to 11 yards.
So Valley Christian on Bellarmine's 38-yard line, looking to get into field goal range and eventually the red zone to put up some more points. Back in that run-heavy formation, Eek in motion. Here's the handoff to Eek again, and Bellarmine's going to surround him this time for a gain of 1 yard. Javon Reels on the tackle. That was a key play by him, stopping that run game.
Well, perhaps Reels, who was hit with the roughing the passer penalty just a couple of plays ago, taking out some of that frustration on Eek right there.
And they're going to give Valley Christian no gain on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 10. Botello huddling back to the huddle to give his players the call on offense. I think they run it here again. 2nd and 10.
Odds are good.
One wide receiver out to the right, back in that run-heavy formation. Here's a snap from Botello, handoff. And they're just going to plow their way for a few yards on the play for a gain of 7.
Well, first run of the night from Mateo Shelton. That's now 5 different guys that have gotten the ball out of the backfield this evening. A couple of fullbacks, obviously Eek and Hernandez. But they have really mixed in quite a few running backs in that backfield, and they only passed one time.
The Bellarmine crowd here on their feet hoping for a stop. on 3rd down and 5. This would be huge if they can get the stop. I don't know the range of their kicker, but it looks like Bellarmine's going to call a timeout at this momentous point in the game. So Bellarmine talking it over in the huddle. Coach Jalal Buchman and their offensive coordinator, Jackson Burrell, giving the boys a little pep talk before they come out. And we'll see what they do on defense here to stop Valley Christian on this big 3rd down and 5. Coach Sion, their defensive line coach, talking to Javon Reels. Coach Joe Gigantino, their defensive coordinator, and Brennan Ronald, director of football operations, in that huddle, giving them a little pep talk. Here's Valley Christian. This is a rare sight. Matthew Botello out in shotgun formation. Not under center this time. Remy Hernandez to the right, going to run a route. Quick screen to number 9, Kai Hamilton, junior, 6 foot, 154 pounds. And they're going to call Valley Christian short, so a big stop by Bellarmine, and we'll see what Valley Christian decides to do here on this 4th down and 2.
Well, really the first design throw, because the last one was sort of out of desperation with Botello having to throw with a man in his face, and that's going to be their game offensively. Pound the rock and try and put together some quick shots to the near side. Nice design screen, but comes up short, and now it's a big situation for Bellarmine.
This is a huge 4th down here, 4th and 2, and looks like Valley Christian knew they were going to go for it all along. Here's the snap to Botello. Quick handoff to their fullback, number 43, Metcalf. Junior, 6 foot, 225 pounds, and looks like he's going to get the first down to move the chains for Valley Christian. And they got a big offensive line, giving them a huge push, just getting that momentum to beat Bellarmine's undersized defensive line, as you mentioned earlier.
Well, he doesn't get the ball a whole lot as we see him exit the field here, but if you remember on that first drive in the goal line, 3rd and 4, kind of around the 10, he was the one that did get it on another critical potential stop for Bellarmine. So when they've needed yardage in tight spaces, Metcalf has been their option.
So here's Botello lining up in shotgun once again. And there's it looks like it's going to be called dead by a flag. False start Valley Christian. That's going to bring him back 5 yards. So the play was called dead from the beginning. Looked like there was a high snap that Bellarmine could have taken advantage of, but the referee saw the false start, blew the whistle.
Yeah, it's not too often you'll take 5 yards against you, but maybe that's a situation where you do if you're Valley Christian.
Looks like number 9, Kai Hamilton, coming into the game. Botello was lined up in shotgun as if he were to pass the ball, and it did look like a passing play up until the point where the ref blew the whistle. 2:27 left here at San Jose City College in the 2nd quarter. Bellarmine up 7-6. Here's Botello once again in shotgun, redirecting traffic. Here's Kai Hamilton on the motion, gets the ball, carries it around Bellarmine defense, but stopped shy. For a gain of 3.
Brock was the one that came speeding through to make the stop right there. Just out in space, not an easy place to make a one-on-one tackle, but does so. And puts them behind the 8 ball, 2nd and long.
Looks like Valley Christian's taking their time in the huddle here with 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. They want to take this clock all the way down to 0. And maybe add on a score with either a field goal or a touchdown, as they'd prefer. 3 wide receivers are out. Here's Botello in shotgun. It's It's a passing play, going to be a quick throw to the outside. It's going to be incomplete. Off the target for Botello.
Billy Ladd, the junior free safety in coverage there. Not sure if that ball would have much of a chance to be completed anyways, but Ladd making sure that it would not. First incompletion of the night for Valley Christian.
Yeah, and their third pass attempt of the game. And we're already in the second quarter. So it'll be interesting to see what Valley Christian decides to do here on this 3rd down and 14. Passing game has not given them much. It's been mostly the run game tonight, but I don't know if you can run the ball in a 3rd and 14 situation. They'd opt to pass. Here's Botello running back, getting swarmed by Bellarmine's defensive line. And they're going to force him out of bounds, and he's going to run backwards for a loss of 7 yards.
Well, that was Noel Diaz at 220 pounds, just seeking out Botello at that point and running him down. That's potentially a big mistake by the Valley Christian quarterback. Not only the fact they did not get rid of the ball, but then staying close to and then getting out of bounds, stopping the clock with 1:03 left.
And what's even worse is that's the worst possible scenario for Valley Christian. You do not want to get sacked on that play. You want to keep it a manageable distance for your kicker to even give him a shot before halftime. But getting sacked there and then going out of bounds, that's a double negative for Valley Christian right there. Going to give him a 4th and 17. And we'll see if they decide to kick the field goal with 1 minute and 3 seconds left here at San Jose City College.
Before the sack, it would have been about 45 yards. I can't imagine that, that's going to be a gimme by any means. But like you mentioned, Matthew, now even further back to the 36-yard line, you're looking at a 50-plus yard field goal, if that's even in the cards right now for Valley Christian.
So Bellarmine and Valley Christian heading back onto the field after this timeout. Looks like Valley Christian is not going to kick the field goal, and they may even decide to go for it on this 4th and 17. They may try and draw Bellarmine off sides. That's often a tactic that teams use on these 4th downs, and then call a timeout when their play clock runs out.
Wouldn't also be surprised if Bellarmine just Valley Christian puts the ball on the ground to try and force Bellarmine to use one of its 2 timeouts.
See what Valley Christian does. Botello drops back. He's going to sling the ball to number 80, Nick Hart-Mason, who's going to make the catch. And that's going to be a 1st down for Valley Christian. The refs give them the 1st down. That's a huge play right there. Looks like they knew who they're going to. One read, one player. Botello chucks it up. And they're going to move the chains. They're going to get the 1st down. Now 48 seconds. The clock is expiring. Valley Christian in the huddle.
Just a post-up play. White at 6'5", being matched up with Farias at 5'7". Put the ball in the air and make your tight end / basketball player on that play go up and snatch it out of the air, which is what he did.
So 30 seconds left. Neither team using a timeout. Botello under center. Here's the snap and the handoff to number 20, Remy Hernandez, who's going to be brought down in the backfield by number 33, Brandon Brock. Well, now Valley Christian decides to use one of their timeouts to stop the clock with 18 seconds left in the second quarter.
I believe that's their last timeout, so pretty much have to take it in that situation. Even though it's a run, it's essentially a sack at that point with the loss on the play. Brock has made some big stops here in this first half, maybe none larger than that play right there.
So Bellarmine getting ready on defense, getting the defensive call from defensive coach, Joe Gigantino.
Well, you got enough time here to, even if you completed it before the end zone, maybe get to the line of scrimmage and down the ball to stop the clock. But I have to imagine Valley Christian is probably going to take a couple of shots to the end zone here. And right now, if you're Bellarmine, after what just happened a couple of plays ago, you'd imagine they try and put a couple of bodies on Jared White, make sure that 6'5" height can't hurt you here late in the half.
And right now, if you're Bellarmine, you're looking for a turnover. You're looking to get a turnover against Valley Christian. They have not thrown the ball very many times tonight. Matthew Botello kind of missing some of his targets tonight. So if they do decide to pass, Bellarmine wants to make sure that they can take advantage of the situation. Here's Botello out of the shotgun. 2 receivers on the left, 2 on the right. Here's the snap. Looks like he's heaving it into the end zone. Heaves it deep to number 80, and that's going to be broken up by the safety for Bellarmine. Number 2, Ryan Skadina, a senior at Bellarmine, 5'9", 150 pounds. And with 12 seconds left, no timeouts for Valley Christian, and a 3rd down and 14. We'll see what they opt to go for here.
Well, and credit to the officials there, because you're basically allowing the 2 players on offensive defense to kind of get handsy. Escalada's matched up with the big wide receiver on the outside, allowing Skadina time to maneuver over and make that play to step in front of that football. Otherwise, that may have been 6.
So Remy Hernandez, one of Valley Christian's running backs, lining up in the slot. Nick Hart-Mason on the outside. 2 wide receivers on the left, 2 on the right. Here's the snap from Botello. They're heaving it into the end zone. Number 13, and touchdown, Valley Christian.
I believe it was Hamilton.
My bad, that was number 9, Kai Hamilton, the receiver who made the catch earlier on the screenplay. Wide receiver for Valley Christian. And what a catch indeed by Kai Hamilton of Valley Christian.
What a catch, what a throw. I mean, we've only seen Botello put the ball in the air now 5 times, 6 times here in this first half, and to be able to thread the needle there in between the linebacker and the safety in the top of the defense, you know, Bellarmine might be thinking that's a tough play, but credit to Valley Christian making the big plays when they had to at the tail end of that half, including, of course, the 3rd long conversion on 3rd and 17, and then with just 7 seconds left, being able to put the ball in the end zone.
That's a huge play for Valley Christian, especially to end the half. They'll be taking some momentum with them into that second half, where they do receive the ball to start the second half. 7 seconds left. Looked like Valley Christian wanted to go for a 2-point conversion after missing the extra point. So Bellarmine called a timeout to talk it over defensively. Their last and final timeout. So it looks like Valley Christian is indeed going for 2 points on this play. Quarterback number 10, Matthew Botello, under center at the 2-yard line. Bellarmine's defense lined up. Heavy run formation. Here's the snap, handoff, and he's going to be stopped right in the backfield. Number 6, Clinton Eat, the running back, had him running in motion from the left to the right side. And that's a great stop by Bellarmine. Now only down by 5 points. Valley Christian up 12-7 with 7 seconds left in the second half.
Yeah, it feels like Valley Christian has done a pretty good job offensively of creating some lengthy drives as well as explosive ones. They've controlled the ball most of the first half, but then you look up at the scoreboard, and even though Bellarmine maybe hasn't put its best foot forward yet, you're only down by 5 points. So even though the defense has maybe not been as great as it would like to be so far, at the end of the day, it's still very manageable when you look at the second half and trying to make a comeback here.
And that defensive stop on the 2-point conversion was key, because now Bellarmine's only down 2 field goals or 1 touchdown. So Valley Christian looks to kick it off, where Bellarmine will presumably take a knee or run the ball to end the half before they kick off at the start of the second half. Number 15, Jose Garcia, the kicker and punter for Valley Christian. a senior, 5'6". Valley Christian's ready. Bellarmine's ready. And here's the kick. Garcia leads and kicks it off. Looks like it's going to be a squib kick down to Bellarmine's 30. And Bellarmine's going to take it down to about the 33-yard line, where there's going to be 3 seconds left on the clock. Bellarmine ball.
That drive taking exactly 10 minutes off this second quarter clock. So Valley Christian, only 2 drives in that first half, but 12 plays, more than 10 plays on that second drive as well. 80 yards starting at their own 20-yard line. Credit to the Warriors controlling this first half.
And here's Nate Escalada going to take a knee, and that's going to end the first half. Bellarmine down 12-7 against Valley Christian, as the Bells now head to the locker room to talk it over at halftime. And Valley Christian heads to their locker room to talk it over at halftime. The fans leaving to take a bathroom break or get some food before the start of the second half, where Valley Christian will be receiving the second half kickoff after choosing to defer in the first quarter.
You want to run it back? Yeah. Okay. Yep. Whole thing.
And welcome back to the Hot Take Central halftime report. I'm Jude here with Noah. Noah, you want to just remind everyone what Hot Take Central is and what we're doing here right now?
Yeah, of course. This is the Hot Take Central halftime report. We started Hot Take Central, the podcast, found where all podcasts can be found. Freshman year, we do it in the radio club at Bellarmine. We have a lot of fun, but I mean, most fun's here on this show.
It's true. So a little shaky first half for the Bells, 12-7 Valley Christian. We really need to catch fire in this second half. Looking to have that come from Ben Pfaff on the running game, Nate Escalada in the passing, possibly Parker Threet. A lot of fans want to see a little bit more passing from the Bells. How do you feel about that?
I mean, Sebi Aliaga has been talking a lot. He's my guy. He's my source on the inside. He had a great reception, broke a tackle, got 12 yards earlier. And I know 12 yards doesn't sound like a lot, but I believe that might have been one of the bigger passing attempts and yards gained completed of the game so far. So maybe throwing it to him a little bit more, that'll be a lot of fun. But really just hoping to see the Bells, just expand their offense. And I want our seniors to stand out too.
It's true. It is senior night here.
Yep. That was a huge touchdown.
It was. So looks like this is going to be a little bit of a scrappy, chippy game. Just take the yards where we can get them. Like you said, those 12-yard receptions are really going to matter here. And those short runs by Ben Pfaff, we can just short, and then break one. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's the recipe to success here.
Yeah, you see a lot of penalties by both teams tonight. It's going to be a little chippy. Hopefully, one side can clean it up and not the other. And,
Sure.
I mean, I'm really talking about your Bellarmine Bells, but we'll see how the rest of tonight goes. What do you think we can do work for, like, second halves? Do you have any specific key plays, key players?
Definitely got to knock down the penalties. Penalties can just really kill a drive. And then I want to see some breakout runs. Ben Pfaff is right there. I know Ben Pfaff is a really special running back. He can break one. That would be big for us. And also I want to see a Javon Reels sack. That's
Yes.
what I want to see.
I agree. I think he got called for roughing the passer, so he's just got to get there a touch earlier with the ball in his hand. But
Yep.
We'll see that happen, folks. Right before we wrap up, just for other games of interest, Midi is currently losing to St. Francis, as of the knowledge we know, 21-7. So just stay tuned for that. Big games also here, but I mean, stay tuned right here, folks. We got you.
Also, just a little update. Around the school, Bellarmine Cross Country swept all divisions, freshman, sophomore, junior varsity, and varsity at the Crystal Springs WCal 3 Invitational on Wednesday. That is a big win for the Bells. One WCal heading into CCS.
Yeah, huge for the program.
Huge for the program. Great program. Coached by your very own host of this of SJCC, Patrick McChrystal. Mr. McChrystal.
PA guy.
Yeah.
The man.
Also, water polo came in second in WCal. Great performance there.
Yeah.
Just lost narrowly to Sacred Heart Prep.
Yeah.
So the Bells all around the school doing really well. Just want to see this second half, close it out, beat the Valley Christian Warriors.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Good show, guys.
This has been your Hot Take Central halftime report. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
And welcome back to San Jose City College. Evan Giddings with you here as Bellarmine finds themselves down 12-7 on senior night here at home. Regular season finale against Valley Christian and the Warriors, who in their 2 drives in the first half turned both into touchdowns. A 12-play, 65-yard drive to open their offensive set. And then just before the half, a 10-minute drive over 10 plays that has spanned 80 yards and finalized in a 16-yard touchdown pass from the quarterback in Matthew Botello to the junior wideout Kai Hamilton. That was with 7 seconds left in the half. Nonetheless, despite Bellarmine sort of losing the possession battle through the first 24 minutes, they find themselves just down by 5, and that's because Valley Christian could not convert an extra point on their first touchdown or the 2-point conversion on their second touchdown attempt. Meanwhile, Bellarmine scored on their second drive of the first half and culminated in a 17-yard touchdown strike from Nate Escalada to his tight end in Sean McGuire. So senior to senior, a touchdown on senior night for Bellarmine, and they are set to kick off to Valley Christian, who deferred in the first quarter, giving Bellarmine first dibs. Their first drive was a 3-and-out, so right now Bellarmine just trying to find its stride both defensively and offensively, and it pretty much came down to trying to stop that VC rushing attack in the first half. Valley Christian only threw the ball 6 times. Botello was 5 of 6 for 44 yards and a touchdown. Meanwhile, the rushing attack was headed by 5 different ball carriers, the best of which was Clinton Eek, and had 11 rushes for 47 yards in the first half. Kickoff is away, and it is taken back by none other than Remy Hernandez up to about the 20-yard line, and that's where Valley Christian will begin its third offensive drive of the night. So first out of the first half. Did also see Valley Christian lose one of its offensive linemen, Federico Cobarrubio, a freshman, was unfortunately carted off the field just before the first touchdown of the game for Valley Christian. So wishing him all the best. Appreciate you joining us here for some Friday Night Lights at San Jose City College as Valley Christian from their own 21-yard line. We'll start with Botello under center. Eek in the slot there. Jumbo package. As Valley Christian has loved to put the ball on the ground, they continue to do so, as bending around that near side edge was a wide receiver. And that was Hernandez, that took the give. And he picked up a couple after the tackle on the other side by Bellarmine. The Bells doing a pretty good job of keeping these Valley Christian running backs in check. Not a whole lot of chunk plays. 3 different carries for 10-plus yards in that first half. 2 throws for 10 or more yards, including a big 3rd down and 17 conversion that kept the second drive and final drive of the first half going for Valley Christian, which resulted in the touchdown that has put them up 12-7. Botello under center. 4 men on the line for Bellarmine as the give is to Eek. He tries to run right, but runs into a horde of Bellarmine Bells. And the final shove thrown down on the Bells side by Ben Coulter. 5'10", 185-pound middle linebacker. And it's about a gain of 1, bringing up 3rd and 6. Now Eek with 47 yards on 11 carries in that first half. Hernandez, 7 rushes for 21 yards. That's a team, Valley Christian, very heavy in terms of the run game, a team that averages about 162 yards on the ground per game, looking for just its 2nd win this season and its 1st win in league play. 3rd and 6, play action passes. Botello rolls out, fires to the far side, and it is complete past the 30-yard line for a 1st down, and that is Kai Hamilton with an 8-yard catch. Wrap-up made on the other end by Bellarmine's lad, but nonetheless, it moves the chain on 3rd downs. That's a place when Valley Christian has been very good so far today. So Botello on target. Now 6 of 7 through the air. Quarterback that's only thrown a total of 3 touchdowns this year has also tossed 4 interceptions. Bellarmine putting 9 in the box as the handoff goes right, and that's a big play. Big gainer to the outside. Not much room in front, and it looks like Valley Christian is going to have itself a first possession score, as that time they gave it to Isaac Santiago. "67 yards on the outside give, and Valley Christian has burst out to a double-digit lead, 18-7 with 9:46 left in the third. Just the second carry of the evening for Santiago, and it is a big one. 67 yards. And 4 plays after the second half kickoff. Valley Christian is into the end zone. Extra point upcoming for Garcia. Missed his first extra point attempt. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So 1 for 2 on the evening. And with 9:46, Valley Christian leads 19-7. When we return, Bellarmine with some work to do on offense. You're watching Bells football right here at San Jose City College. So after the 67-yard touchdown run by Shelton, 4 plays, and spanning just 2 minutes and 14 seconds. 67-yard touchdown run by Shelton, and that is how Valley Christian owns a 19-7 lead. It's a squib kick picked up at the 30-yard line by Bellarmine, and a nice play made. A run up the right side, just about on the numbers, up to the 42, and a play made on the other side by Fisher White. So the junior gives Bellarmine some good field position. They've had a couple of nice returns on special teams so far tonight. Now just have to try and cash in offensively. With a shorter field than they've had all game long, their third try offensively of the evening. Nate Escalada in that first half, 4 of 5 through the air. The quarterback for Bellarmine, 44 yards and a touchdown. Returning to the starting quarterback position after having played primarily defense. He took a big hit in the third game of the season, sat out that second half, and then missed the next 4 games at quarterback. Flag thrown on the field by our official. And so an extra man in the huddle for Bellarmine will move them back 5 yards. Just the third penalty on the Bells this evening for a total of 25 yards. Escalada in the shotgun, Pfaff at his hip, pulls it, runs left, escapes one defender, tries to turn the corner, hops over a Warrior, and then gets belted out of bounds by Ethan Flynn. So a nice gain on first down. Gets back to about the 42-yard line. So that'll be a gain of 3 by Escalada on his second carry of the night. Bellarmine, not a team that has totaled tons of yards through the air, about 131 passing yards per game so far this year. Escalada, now he dials it up, throws it over the middle, and that is complete. Play made there by Fuqua, and he rumbles into Bellarmine Valley Christian territory. Big gain there all the way down to the 36-yard line. So a gain of 24 right there. They'll spot him at the 35 Fuqua along with Escalada as they team up for the biggest play of the night so far for Bellarmine. Fuqua's first catch couldn't come at a better time as Bellarmine running no huddle, hurry up offense, 9:10 to play here in this third quarter, trailing by 12. And Escalada drops the football. It's going to be ruled a forward pass by the back judge, and fortunately, as Champ Tualela was the one that came up to knock it loose from Escalada. It appeared that a white jersey pounced on top of it, so Bellarmine catching a break there. No harm done. It'll be 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. And the right call there as Bellarmine quickly comes to the line. Pfaff in the backfield now behind Escalada. Claps his hands, takes the snap, pressure coming, dumps it off, screen pass Pfaff. Into the clear he goes. Nearly wrestled down from behind. The 20, 15, 10-yard line, towards the sideline, gets past the defender. He's in for the touchdown. Ben Pfaff with a pitch and catch of 34 yards. And the senior on senior night, returning from an injury in his first game back, he gets a score. Big play in the second half, and Bellarmine's back on the board. So Escalada doing an excellent job of inviting the pressure that time from Valley Christian. And an excellent offensive play dialed up by Beachman along with Ed Matlack and Brendan Ronald, the coaching staff here for Bellarmine. Extra point is good, and the Bells are within striking distance. So they go quickly down the field. Only takes them 3 plays to go about 60 yards. And with 8:54 left in the third quarter, they trail by 5. 19-14 when we return and watching Bellarmine football here at San Jose City College. So a 3-play, 61-yard drive, taking under a minute for Bellarmine to get back onto the board, trailing Valley Christian now 19-14, and with 8:54 left here to go in the third, a 34-yard screen pass dumped off to Ben Pfaff and taken to the house, leaving Warriors in his wake, as now it's Connor Tripp that will kick off all the way back to about the 5-yard line, where it's taken there by Botello. He runs up along the right side and then is steamrolled back at the 18-yard line. Big play by Bellarmine special teams, headed that time by Josh Aguilar, the junior, 6 foot, 290 pounds. And coming up to make the play there. So Valley Christian will start at its own 19-yard line. They have had some long drives, including their first out of the half, capped off by a 67-yard touchdown run from Shelton. As we might have ourselves a shootout, in perhaps an untraditional manner, between two teams that have been not the highest of scoring in the West Catholic Athletic League so far this year. Valley Christian, second lowest scoring team in the league. And meanwhile, for Bellarmine, 175 points, fourth fewest in the league. Run to the right side by Valley Christian, as it's Eek that will pick up a couple there for the Warriors, bringing up 2nd down and 8. And the Bellarmine crowd beginning to come alive here. Did not have all that much to cheer about in the first half, but an explosive play to begin this second half has got the crowd rowdy. And we'll see if the defense can feed off of it. Botello under his center. Eek in the backfield. It's a fake to him, and then a give on the right side to Remy Hernandez, where he runs into Reels. It'll be a modest gain on second down there, bringing up about 3rd and 6. Reels at that nose guard position provides a handful for any offense to try and handle. Valley Christian does have some big boys up front, headed by the 335-pound sophomore, Champ Tawalela. He's also been seen and featured on defense. They've run behind him most of the night at right guard. We'll see if they do it again. Now on 3rd down and 7. Clock approaching 7 minutes, and a timeout will be taken by Valley Christian. They've been good on 3rd down tonight, and we'll see if their head coach, Mario Blauman, can dial something up in the huddle. First timeout taken to the second half, 7:14 on the clock to go here in the 3rd. Valley Christian leading Bellarmine 19-14. When we return, you're watching Bellarmine football here at San Jose City College. 7 minutes and 14 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Second half action has been wild thus far. 2 touchdowns already between both sides. Not even 5 minutes in. 19-14, Valley Christian leads Bellarmine here at home. Regular season finale in the WCAL. 3rd down, critical play. 3rd down and 7 as Botello rolls right, fires, and caught on the far sideline. It's Kai Hamilton. When Valley Christian has needed a play, they have gone to their wideout, Kai Hamilton, a 6-foot junior, got some separation all the way down to the 45, and Valley Christian moves into Bellarmine territory. 37 yards through the air by Botello. Hamilton, who is relatively quiet in the first half, although did have a 16-yard touchdown catch with 7 seconds left that gave Valley Christian a larger lead. Only 2 catches. He's already got 2 here in the second half. First down and 10 at the 45. It's a handoff to Hernandez. He goes up the middle and gains about 2 on the play, where he runs into a couple of Bells, including number 33, Brandon Brock. And the senior has made quite a few plays in that linebacker position. Anchoring the middle there for the navy blue home team. Numbers in white with the powder blue trim. So Valley Christian continuing to keep the ball on the ground as long as they have to. Ran the ball nearly 20 times in that first half, and they do so again here. It's Eek as he runs behind that right guard of Tawalela and is up to the 40-yard line. So a gain of 3. And 3rd down and 5 upcoming against this Bellarmine defense that has had some trouble getting off the field in these situations. Head coach Beachman hoping for his team's first stop of the evening. They have not gotten Valley Christian off the field. 3 drives thus far, 3 touchdowns. They have controlled possession about 65% to 35%. So 3rd and 4 off the 39-yard line. Big fullback in the backfield of Metcalf. And now a flag is thrown from the near side. And it's going to be going against Valley Christian. Pardon me. There was a signal towards a Valley Christian huddle, and then they walked the ball the other way. So apologies. But the infraction against Bellarmine. Offsides, and that gives Valley Christian the first down. So that will allow the Warriors to continue to put the ball on the ground as the clock continues to run. Under 5 minutes to go here in this third quarter. The handoff is to the big man as he rumbles through two defenders and then is tripped up inside the 20. Last man there to get him was Farias, but what a play made there by the fullback, Levante Metcalf, 225 pounds, standing 6 foot tall, and the junior carried a couple of navy blue jerseys with him for a first down, all the way down to the 15-yard line. Had been used solely in third down, close yardage situations inside that red zone, and now gets Valley Christian in the red zone with a 12-yard scamper. Botello under center now, fakes the handoff, rolls back, fires over the middle, and it is incomplete. It was looking for Eek. Clinton Eek coming out of the backfield, had him open, crossing towards the goal line. Kai Hamilton was also in the area, so difficult to tell whether Botello was looking for his running back or his number one wideout thus far tonight. Either way, it's an incompletion, just the second of the evening for Valley Christian's quarterback. So Metcalf will leave the game as Justice Matthews will enter. And we'll see if Valley Christian opts to use a little speed here. Shelton also into the backfield. He had the 67-yard touchdown on the previous possession. Now moves past the right hip of Botello. Eek to the left side. And a timeout will be taken. That's already the second timeout of this second half used by Valley Christian, as Mario Blum was afraid that the clock was going to strike zero. Almost a delay of game. Nonetheless, 4:06 left. We'll take a timeout as well. 19-14, Valley Christian leads Bellarmine. We'll back after these messages. Bellarmine football is what you're watching here at San Jose City College. So after the second Valley Christian timeout taken here in the second half, 4:06 left in the third. Warriors leading the Bells 19-14. Second down and 10 to the 15-yard line. It's a fake handoff, and then Eek will take it. Flag throw to the backfield. Ball comes out, and it's picked up by Bellarmine. Loose and down the sideline. Bellarmine is going to take this one all the way to the house. It is Jake Hansen as he coughed up the football, forced by the defensive line right into the hands of Hansen, who runs it all the way back for a 90-yard scoop and score. We'll await to see what the penalty is, but if it stands, Bellarmine has taken the lead. And judging by the celebration on the sideline, absolute jubilation by Beachman and his company, it appears that it will stand. And for Bellarmine, a team that had been hurt throughout this season by offensive turnovers that have turned into points, for them here in their regular season finale to get one at the 3:50 mark of the third quarter, that might be a game-changing play. What a play by the senior as now it's a little fake and trickery there on the 2-point attempt. Of course, trying to go up by a field goal. It is no good, but still, even despite the 2-point conversion, the Bells will take it. They lead now 20-19 after the fumble recovery and touchdown by Jake Hansen. They lead by a point with 3:50 to play here in the third. We're back in just a moment. And so after potentially a momentum-shifting scoop and score, a fumble recovery return for a touchdown by Bellarmine with 3:50 to play here in the third, they now lead 20-19. Jake Hansen, the hero on that play, after Clinton Eek, who had been such a sturdy ball carrier all night, his 16th carry of the evening, he fumbles it, and Hansen and the Bells take advantage as Tripp kicks off. And it's taken by Hernandez by Valley Christian up to about the 25-yard line. And then wrapped up from behind, falls forward to about the 26. And that's where Valley Christian will begin their 5th drive of the evening. And technically, all 4 of their previous ones have resulted in touchdowns. 3 touchdowns for them and 1 touchdown for Bellarmine. Fortunate for the Bells there, too, who had been looking for a turnover all night to that point. Valley Christian had been moving methodically down the field, also aided by a 37-yard throw from Botello to Kai Hamilton to extend the drive. And then Eek losing the football, and Hansen hopping all over it for Bellarmine. 1st and 10 at the 26. Valley Christian continuing to move right to left. 4 on the line of scrimmage, 8 in the box for Bellarmine. As Botello fakes the handoff and then loses the football, and Bellarmine falls on top of it. Well, Botello, unforced, dropped the football, and Johnny on the spot, Reese McKeever, is there for Bellarmine. Well, when it rains, it pours. And for Valley Christian, 2 plays, 2 fumbles, and Bellarmine's got the ball back with 3:36 left in the third. So McKeever, right place and right time, as Bellarmine begins its 4th offensive drive of the game with 3:36 to play in the third at the 16-yard line of Valley Christian. All the momentum on the home side as Escalada, 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, now brings a man in motion. That's Fuqua. And then hands off to Fat, but he runs right into the arms of a white jersey. And a couple of big boys up front. Tawalela, along with Carriere. Pair of 300-pounders for Valley Christian. That is the strength of their offensive and defensive line. And that'll be a loss on the play of 2 yards. So Faf, for the first time, goes backwards after a first half in which he only managed to carry the ball 4 times, just simply put because Bellarmine did not have the football that much, had 12 yards in the first half. Escalada now brings 3 to motion. Drops back, looks for his wide receiver. He's open at the 20-yard line. Now bends it to the far side. Goes around the edge. Sidesteps a man at the 5-yard line. Is in. Parker Threet threading through the Valley Christian defense. And from 17 yards out, Escalada and 3 get Bellarmine on the board. They lead 26-19. So in the span of 1 minute and 7 seconds, Valley Christian fumbles the football in the red zone. Hansen takes it to the house. On the next play on offense for Valley Christian, Botello fumbles. And then 3 plays later, Bellarmine puts it in the end zone with Parker Threet taking a nice pass from Escalada, who had to wait for that opening, and then found his junior receiver on the outside, who made plenty of white jersey misses on the way for 6. Looks like a timeout is going to be taken here, with Bellarmine preparing to go for 2. And that is what you call a turn of events. Fortunate for the Bellarmine side. And again, a first half in which they did not put their best foot forward. Only had the ball for about 5 minutes of the 24 in the first half, but Valley Christian came up with just 12 points. Looked like Valley Christian might have been able to control this game. They went up 19-7 with 9:08 left in the third. And in the last about 6.5 minutes, Bellarmine has scored 19 straight points. Escalada, preparing to go for 2, brings a couple of men in motion. 4 wide receivers to the right. He looks that way, throws, open, complete. 2-point conversion is good. Fisher White on the receiving end of a strike from Escalada, and that's an 8-point drive. So 20 unanswered points. 21 unanswered points for Bellarmine, and they lead 28-19 with 2:43 left. We're back after these messages. You're watching Bellarmine football here from San Jose City College. And so after the 17-yard touchdown catch from Nate Escalada to Parker Threet, 2-point conversion is good. Bellarmine has scored 21 unanswered points, all here in the third quarter, as the kickoff from Tripp goes out of play. And so that will give Valley Christian good starting position just in front of Hernandez. But right now, Valley Christian a little bit rattled. 2 turnovers the last 2 times they've had the football. And Bellarmine has absolutely capitalized on both. So Eek fumbled the ball with 3:50 to go into the hands of Hansen, who took it back for a touchdown. And then on the 5th drive of the game for Valley Christian, after that scoop and score, it was Botello that just rolled out to his right, dropped the football as he was trying to throw, and McKeever hopped all over it. 3 plays later, Bellarmine found themselves back in the end zone. So 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line, by far the best starting position today for Valley Christian. 2:43 to play in the third. Still plenty of ball game left. Botello under center, as he hands off to Hernandez there, and then runs right into the arms of Farias. Christian Farias, a senior, 160 pounds, only stands 6'7". 5'7", I should say. But packs a wallop and makes the stop for no gain. Will be interesting to see if and when Valley Christian tries to move the ball a little more through the air. Bellarmine trying to stack the box. They put now 5 men on the line of scrimmage. 8 total in the box. A handoff up the middle. And the take is for Zachary Syens, the junior, standing 6 foot, 195 pounds. Nice gain there on second down. That's a pickup of 6, creating 3rd and 4, now at the 41-yard line. Well, just the second carry of the game for Syens. First carry of this second half. If you're a Valley Christian fan, at least you have to feel confident in the fact that outside of the turnovers, the Bellarmine defense has not really been able to stop this Warriors ground game. It's just a matter of holding on to that football. Eek on the outside. Now a handoff to the big fullback. Gets belted at the 43-yard line and stood up by the Bellarmine defense after Metcalf, 225-pounder, gains a couple, and it's going to be 4th down. So it almost have to imagine that Valley Christian is going to go for it here. Otherwise, don't think they would have tried to give it to Metcalf there on 3rd and 4. Splits the distance to the first down marker in half here at the 43. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Bellarmine up by 9 points now. Metcalf still in the backfield. It's a handoff to him. Tries to get the yardage for the first down. He's going to be dropped at about the first down marker, but it looks like the official will give him a yard more. So a gain of 3 will move the chains and likely bring us to the end of the third quarter. And it also looks like there's a Valley Christian member down on the far side of the field, and that is Kai Hamilton. Now, that is not a good sign for Valley Christian. Their number 1 wideout today as the clock stops with 19 seconds left. They've already lost an offensive lineman to injury tonight, and Kobo Rubio. And Kai Hamilton does not appear to be in as much pain as Kobo Rubio was, but nonetheless, we'll step aside while the athletic trainers check on the junior wideout. 28-19, Bellarmine leading Valley Christian here at home. With 19 seconds left in the third, we'll be back after this. You're watching Bellarmine football from San Jose City College. So after the break in the action, Hamilton appears to be on the bench and standing up, maybe just nursing a cramp on the Valley Christian sideline. Nonetheless, he is out for this play. 19 seconds left. 9-point lead for Bellarmine. 28-19 here as the clock wind down in the third. Shotgun look for Botello. Rare occurrence for Valley Christian today. 1st and 10 from the 46. It's a handoff. Up the middle, it goes to Hernandez, and then he just gets rolled up on and swallowed up by Bellarmine's interior defense. Riley Brown there, the senior 190-pounder, and that will take us to the end of the third quarter. 12 minutes left here on senior night, and Bellarmine leads Valley Christian 28-19 when we return for the final frame. My name is Evan Giddings, and you're watching Bellarmine football at San Jose City College. Welcome back to San Jose City College. Evan Giddings with you here as Bellarmine owns, after going into the half down 5, now a 9-point lead entering the final 12 minutes. It's 28-19, aided by a 21-0 third quarter from the Bells, taking 2 turnovers and turning them into points. Meanwhile, Valley Christian mustering just 1 score there. And it'll be 2nd down and 11. The run before the end of the third quarter was from Hernandez, a loss of 1 on the play. Second time he's been forced behind the line of scrimmage on the carry. Bellarmine trying to do its best here in the final frame to hold on to a lead, break a 4-game skid, and beat Valley Christian here on senior night. Now, there will be postseason play for your Bellarmine Bells. Meanwhile, Valley Christian season will be done after tonight. The only question for the Bells is who they will be facing in the CCS playoffs. And that could be impacted of whether or not they win here tonight. Botello rolls out, fires to the right side, and it is incomplete. Tipped off a couple of hands, including Hart Mason as well as Hamilton. And now a flag is thrown in the backfield. That's going to be the second roughing the passer penalty against Bellarmine tonight, as it looked like Botello was hit and hit hard by Reese McKeever. McKeever was the one who recovered the fumble 2 possessions ago that eventually turned into Bellarmine points, but unfortunately got a little bit too aggressive there on 2nd and long and is going to gift Valley Christian a 1st down. Penalties not totally piling up for Bellarmine yet, but certainly keeping an eye on them. 5 so far tonight for 45 yards. Meanwhile, Valley Christian does have 4 penalties for 30 yards, though they have not committed an infraction here in this second half just yet. So it'll be 1st down and 10 at the Bellarmine 40-yard line. Botello with 2 backs in the backfield. Hands off to Eek, who goes right up the gut. And it gets brought down by McKeever. Also, Skadina in on the tackle after a short gain of 2 for the Valley Christian lead back. Now, that was his first carry since he fumbled in the red zone 2 possessions ago. That turned into a 90-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown by Jake Hansen. So Valley Christian going away from their lead back, who now, so far this evening, has 19 carries for over 60 yards. Bellarmine doing a pretty good job of bottling up a running back that averages about 95 yards per game. Now in the backfield there is Metcalf, the 225-pound fullback. Play action pass, has nice room to throw, fires it up the near side. It's nearly intercepted. The intended target that time was going to be Shelton, but instead it was broken up by Cantlin. Braden Cantlin, who at 170 pounds is played much bigger than his stature so far today. We've also seen him in the box make a couple of wrap-ups, but after the second incompletion of the second half for Botello, at the 10:55 mark here in the third, it'll be 3rd down and long. Now, Valley Christian has converted all but 1 3rd down so far this evening. We'll see if Bellarmine can put a dampen in that here. They bring the pressure. Botello tries to throw it, and it's complete, and then stripped, and falling on top of it is Bellarmine, but they're going to call it an incomplete pass. Either way, what beautiful timing from Bellarmine. Ben Coulter, the middle linebacker, came screaming through the offensive line right on top of the snap, made sure that Botello had no chance to get that ball out, and if he did, it was going to be a prayer, and then it's 4th down. And so Valley Christian, in that no man's land at the 38-yard line, is going to choose to punt. Awaiting back for Bellarmine is Nate Escalada, as the kick is away by Garcia. down to the 20-yard line. Takes a Bellarmine bounce. So just outside their own red zone, and Bellarmine will take over with 10:40 to play here in the final quarter. Now, certainly nothing out of reach at this point, but if Bellarmine could put together a lengthy and successful drive resulting in a score, they lead by 9, have a chance to create potentially a multiple possession game here, should they put points on the board. It'll start with their quarterback, Nate Escalada, the senior on senior night. Takes the snap, looks right, throws to a wide open receiver, and he is into the clear. That's Fuqua rumbling down the sideline out to the 45-yard line. Beyond and close to the 50, they mark him down just short of midfield. That's a 28-yard pitch and catch. So Joe Fuqua, who's been seldom used tonight, but when he has hurt Valley Christian. Now 2 catches for 46 yards. Bellarmine moving quickly, 1st and 10 at the 47. It's a quick hitter to the near side. That's Threet. Tries to make a man miss, but is eventually wrapped up by Ethan Flynn. It'll be a short gain of 1 there on 1st down. Threet, who of course threaded through multiple Valley Christian defenders en route to his 17-yard touchdown catch with 2:43 left in the 3rd. Tried to make some moves there, but could not. Threet and Escalada with great chemistry. The 2 quarterbacks also so far this season. Valley Christian showing pressure. They bring it from the outside, and then Escalada pulled it out of the belly of Pfaff and runs it up the gut himself for a gain of 2 up to the 50-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 7 now. Not sure if that was an option play or if Escalada just made sure he didn't want to lose the handle with Pfaff. Pfaff, of course, returning after sustaining a high ankle sprain earlier on this season. A senior that creates such a different look offensively, according to second-year head coach Jalal Beachman. And has been a game changer so far tonight. Does have 1 big 34-yard touchdown catch today. Escalada running the speed option, chooses to keep it here, and then gets buried by the 300-pound defensive lineman, Champ Tawalela. And so no gain on that play. It'll bring up 4th down and 6, and Bellarmine will be forced to punt at midfield. So both defenses beginning to find their stride here in the second half. Just the second punt of the night forced by Valley Christian. First was on the first possession of the game for Bellarmine. As Tripp is ready for the punt. Meanwhile, back to return is Jordan Vargas. Tripp gets it away. Spiraling kick down the near sideline. It takes a Bellarmine bounce. Heads up play there by Hanson to let it meg through his own legs and rolls all the way down to the 6-yard line. So a 44-yard punt from Tripp. Great hang time, great bounce, and great position for the Bellarmine defense as they've pinned Valley Christian back up against their own goal line with 7:57 left in the 4th. Well, after an up and down season for Bellarmine, one in which saw them begin the year with a couple of close losses to Menlo Atherton in week 1, 24-21 in overtime against McClymonds. Then Bellarmine climbed above 500 with 3 successive victories against San Leandro, St. Ignatius, along with Reardon, followed by 4 unfortunate losses, hampered by injuries the last 4 weeks. But here tonight, Bellarmine trying to use this as a get-right game right before the postseason. 1st and 10 on the 6-yard line. Valley Christian hands off to Hernandez. Looks to try and angle through a gap, but has nowhere to go except into the arms of McKeever. A couple of other Bell's in on the tackle. It'll be a first down gain of 2. Despite not much time left, and it technically being a 2-possession game, I am surprised to see the pace at which Valley Christian is continuing to move. They're a team that has had success running the football, but of course that is going to milk clock, and there's not a ton of it left as we approach the midway mark here in the 4th. There will be under 7 minutes to play when this ball is snapped. Eek in the backfield now behind Botello. And he drops the ball, and Eek just falls on top of it. So that'll be back to the 4-yard line. A loss, about 5, actually. So a loss of 3 on the play nonetheless. Tick, tick, tick. And it's 3rd and 8. And Valley Christian, who had all of the momentum with about 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, after Eek's fumble that was returned for a touchdown, this game has completely flipped on its head. Once Bellarmine felt like it did not have control at all of this game, and now it feels like they've dictated tempo. Botello turns, fakes the handoff, pressure in his face, throws over the middle, and nearly a one-hand catch, but it's incomplete. And that time, they were looking for the big man in Hart Mason, senior tight end. And that's going to force Valley Christian to punt. Although there's not a whole lot of time left in this game, you can't really justify going for it on your own 5-yard line on 4th and 11. And so Garcia will punt things away to Escalada. Position back, and that is out of the end zone. So the snap goes back and behind, and that will be a safety. So Bellarmine taking advantage of the Valley Christian mistakes as the Warriors continue to shoot themselves in the foot. Bellarmine leads 30-19 with 6:05 left in the 4th. So worst case scenario, you're going to punt the ball anyways, and instead you give Bellarmine 2 points, and now you have to punt the ball. And so after Valley Christian falls victim to the safety, they will be forced to kick it away from their own 20-yard line. Escalada along with 3 back at their own 30 for Bellarmine. 30-19. At the midway mark of this 4th quarter, senior night has turned into a happy one in the last 10 minutes for Bellarmine. Nice play there from Zane St. Laurent as he weaves his way up to midfield and then gets dropped on top of the San Jose City College logo. It'll be good starting position for Bellarmine as they try and take down as much clock as they can towards the end of the 4th. And at this point, with an 11-point lead, the clock being your friend, putting the ball on the ground is the best way to operate at this point on offense. The only thing that hurts you is a turnover, so very careful with the football. Try and use as much time as you can. Escalada, the Ben Pfaff behind him brings a man in motion. That's Sean McGuire. Escalada looked that way, turns around, and now rolls out. Will fire to the near side and out of the hands of McGuire. Sean McGuire, who had a 17-yard touchdown catch in the first half, could not hold on to that one. Nice ball from Escalada, nonetheless incomplete, and that will stop the clock. So interesting to see Bellarmine not at least attempt to try and run a bit. Also remember, Valley Christian used 2 timeouts early in this second half, so they only have 1 left. They were forced to use 2 timeouts in order to not get tagged with delay of game penalties. From the 50, second down. 3 in motion. Escalada fires to the far side, complete. This time McGuire holds on, rolls outside, and then fumbles just before he goes out of bounds. Officials are saying, did he get out first? No, it's Valley Christian football. That ball came out. And so the Warriors, now with a bit of life left, with 5:40 left, down 11, McGuire, who maybe was trying to stay in bounds just a bit longer to keep the clock moving, unfortunately cops it up. And that is the first turnover of the game for Bellarmine. Well, it was a fumble that turned into a touchdown that sparked the run for Bellarmine. Although that fumble did not turn into 6 points, I'm sure Valley Christian is hoping that its first turnover forced on defense can spark its offense here. Still a 2-possession game. Botello, hands off. And there's Shelton that tries to run left and runs right into the arms of a Bellarmine defender. Looked like Brock was over there. He's had a nose for the football all night, really all season, for the middle linebacker and senior. So a gain of 2 on the play. Shelton has been used seldom this evening among the horde of 5 different ball carriers tonight for Valley Christian. Raises his hands in the backfield alongside the big man in Metcalf. It's a fake. Roll out for Botello. Has time, is going to heave it downfield. And stepping in front and intercepting the football is Christian Farias. And that may have sealed the deal. The senior on senior night makes a huge play as Bellarmine picks up its 3rd turnover of the game at the 4:41 mark of the 4th quarter and an 11-point lead. It's Farias that comes up with the interception. Farias' second INT of the year, number 11 for Bellarmine this season, and none bigger tonight. So they take over with 4:41, first down and 10 at the 46-yard line on the Valley Christian side of the field. Pfaff behind Escalada, pulls it down, fires it, complete on a diving catch to McGuire. Stays in bounds there, keeps the clock moving, and touchdown by Declan Tejada. So a gain of 3 for McGuire there on the throw. His last catch before, which he secured and turned into a 12-yard gain, eventually turned into a fumble. So good to see him recover there. Make a nice catch on the sideline. As Escalada will take the second down snap and roll out to his left. Looks deep, fires, heading for McGuire. Got tripped up, looked like some incidental contact Isaac Santiago in coverage that time for Valley Christian, and that will stop the clock at 3:51, bringing up 3rd down and 7. Well, not a must-have 3rd down for Bellarmine, but 3 off the field. And Fisher White into the game in the slot, along with McGuire to the near side. Far side, Fuqua. In the backfield is Pfaff with Escalada. Valley Christian brings the heat. 6 men bearing down on Escalada and getting wrapped up that time by Nick Hart Mason. So a sack that's going to move Bellarmine all the way back to the 49. Loss of 6 right there. Nice play from the Valley Christian defense, and that'll force Bellarmine perhaps to punt. And now the official is talking things over at the 45. Valley Christian seems to be throwing its hands up. So maybe there was something late. Either way, we'll wait for the call. So there was a flag thrown on the play, and they decided to wave it off. And a timeout is going to be taken by Valley Christian, the last one they have. So they cannot stop the clock anymore. They are done with timeouts. There's 3:40 left when we return in the 4th quarter. Bellarmine leading Valley Christian at home here on senior night, 30-19. You're watching Bellarmine football at San Jose City College. And so out of Valley Christian's final timeout here in the game, 4th quarter, 3:40 left. Bellarmine leading here on senior night in the regular season finale, 30-19. Glad you could join us here at San Jose City College. Evan Giddings with you. Also big thanks to Matthew Suh, who was with us here in the first half, doing a fantastic job as always. So punt coming from the Bellarmine 49-yard line. Tripp taking it, getting it off just so. High into the air it goes. Fair catch called for by Scadina. It did not touch him, but takes a Bellarmine bounce. Tripp has really done a fantastic job on both kickoffs and punts tonight, and now pins Valley Christian with 3.5 left to go in the 4th at their own 5-yard line. So the second straight punt that he has put within 10 yards of the goal line. Last one's at the 6 of 44 yards. This time all the way back to the 5. Also 44 yards. So Tripp, a man of consistency here in this 4th quarter. And does not give Valley Christian much time or space to work with. Their last possession resulted in a safety, as Valley Christian has not scored since the 9:08 mark of the 3rd. Since that point, they have given up 23 unanswered points. Botello under center. Brings Eek in motion, hands off to the running back. Looks for the edge. has it just momentarily and will get about 4 yards up to the 9-yard line. No timeouts for Valley Christian. Meanwhile, 2 in the back pocket of Beachman, so should he so choose to use it. And right now the students here at San Jose City College for Bellarmine feeling victory coming their way. Botello in shotgun now. That time was Flores at his hip. Fires to the near side. It is incomplete. Was looking for Hernandez. Closest man in coverage for Bellarmine was Coulter. So clock will stop at 2:38. 3rd down and 6. I have to imagine it's 4-down territory, no matter the situation, in which Bellarmine can opt to perhaps try to punch it in or just sit on the football. Still a 2-minute warning left here in this game. Last chance for Valley Christian to stop the clock. 3rd down and 6. Shotgun snap, looking left, firing deep into a horde of Bellarmine defenders and picked off. It's Nate Escalada. He's going to run this one back, and he's dragged down at the 2. 2 interceptions tonight for Bellarmine. 4 turnovers forced, and they have all but wrapped up senior night, leading by 11 with 2:27 left in the 4th. And it has been seniors making plays all over the field for Bellarmine. Of course, in a get-right game for them, looking to break, well, basically will be breaking a 4-game losing streak. And getting set for Central Coast Section playoffs in the near future. Escalada with 3 at his left hip. And to the backfield behind him is Hansen. It's a handoff and a pitch to 3. He'll walk in for 6. 2 yards out. And Bellarmine with 28 unanswered points in this second half. And they are crushing Valley Christian now here at home. It's 36-19. Threed's second touchdown of the game. 1 rushing touchdown, 1 receiving touchdown. His trip heads out for the extra point. Hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. A little bit of extracurriculars after the play, but Bellarmine does not care. 2:23 to play here in the 4th. 37-19 is our score, and the bells are ringing here at San Jose City College. So 2 minutes and 23 seconds left between Bellarmine and victory as the kickoff from Tripp is down to the 10-yard line, taken by Hernandez, and then is spun down all the way back at the 14, maybe the 15-yard line. Fisher White, first man to the football. And right now, Valley Christian just hoping to finish their season on whatever note they can. 1-8 overall, on their way to 0-7 in the WCAL. Meanwhile, Bellarmine headed for a 4-6 overall record, 3-4 in the West Catholic Athletic League, and just before Central Coast Section playoffs. This is certainly a jump starter for them. Going to be breaking a 4-game losing streak in league play as Botello in the shotgun with Eek at his right hip. Drops back and fires over the far sideline. It's complete all the way down to the 37-yard line. That's a gain of 22 yards on a nice throw from Botello. Valley Christian will be getting their quarterback back for next season. Botello in his junior year. Also looking around the board as far as contributors. Eek is a junior. Kai Hamilton, who's had a big night as a junior. So a lot of bright spots on this offense returning next year for Valley Christian. The aforementioned Hamilton picks up 6 on the nice throw there from Botello. It'll be 2nd down and 4 with under 2 minutes to play here in this fourth quarter. No timeouts left for Valley Christian, but they might get an injury one here as Kai Hamilton, who left the field earlier in the game with a cramp, appears to have another one here. He slammed the turf in frustration. Not writhing in pain, which is always a good sign. Meanwhile, for Bellarmine, it has been a tale of two halves. As they went into the break down 12-7, gave up an opening drive touchdown to Valley Christian. A 67-yard score by Shelton on the ground made it 19-7 with 9:08 left. And since that point, Valley Christian has not scored. 30 unanswered points for Bellarmine after the second half opening drive touchdown. And it looks like this injury timeout is taking a little bit longer. And so we will step aside momentarily as well. Be back with the remaining 1:48 here in the fourth quarter. You're watching Bellarmine football at San Jose City College. Final 1:43 as the clock continues to tick. No timeouts for Valley Christian. Bellarmine in full command of this one. 30 unanswered points have given them a 37-19 lead as that play and catch, well, almost a catch, was dropped by Justice Matthews. As Valley Christian has had to go to their bench. Kai Hamilton exiting the field after that last reception, finishing the day with 4 catches. Also did have a touchdown. The tail end of that first half had a 16-yard score with 7 seconds left. At that time, Valley Christian was riding high. Eventually went up by 12. Thought Bellarmine here on senior night might be in trouble. And then trouble found Valley Christian. 4 second half turnovers that Bellarmine has turned into 30 points. Botello drops back. Looks far side, completes it. Actually, that is Hamilton. So after a play, comes back in, and then gets around one defender, moves into Bellarmine territory up to the 46. So a chunk play right there, gain of 15. They spotted at the 45. Valley Christian running their hurry-up offense. Quick pass to the outside. There's Hamilton. And then he's wrestled down by Musa Sakafi, the senior defensive back. Another first down gain up to the 33-yard line, 32, pardon me. So a catch and run of 14 yards for Hamilton. There's really been the lone bright spot of the passing game tonight is Patello. Again, looks that way. Fires. Heaving ball. Nearly intercepted. Sakafi over there is the intended target was the big man, Hart Mason. So 1:02 to play. Nothing stopping that clock now aside from incompletions, penalties, and hopefully no more injury timeouts as Hernandez leaves the field. Patello back. At his right hip is Eek. Steps back, has plenty of time to throw, looking for the end zone. Heaves it up, down that way, and it is nearly intercepted. Sakafi just had that ball glance off of his helmet. Would have been the third interception of this half by Bellarmine. But instead, it's incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down and 10. Bellarmine dropping back 7 on the defensive side. Rushing 4. Valley Christian with 4 wide receivers, 2 split each way. Patello looks over to that left side and is intercepted. Bellarmine with another. And then banged down at the 45-yard line. Interception by Evan Chung. Another senior gets in on the fun for Bellarmine. That is 5 turnovers forced tonight by the Bells. Two fumbles forced in the second half, 1 return for a touchdown, and now 3 interceptions for Bellarmine. Hanson, Escalada, and now Chung. All of them seniors. And so with 47 seconds left, Escalada can all but squat on this thing as the band continues to roar, thinking the game might be over. Not just yet. Now softening a little bit. Escalada turns, hands off to Hanson, and the senior gets brought down after a gain of 2. Time for one more play before everyone can go and have some fun at midfield. As always, we appreciate you tuning in here on YouTube. Evan Giddings filling in tonight for the incomparable Kevin Dana. Also a big thank you to Matthew Suh, who is usually here for the full game, but found out is taking the SAT tomorrow. So that kid's got some studying to do, got to get some rest and get ready for what hopefully is a successful college career after he gets a 2400 on that SAT. Run to the left side, and that will all but do it. Beachman leads his team onto the field as the Bellarmine Bells win on senior night. 30 unanswered points in the second half. They come from down 12, and they defeat Valley Christian here at home, 37-19. We appreciate you tuning in. As you have all season long, Bellarmine will await to see who they face in the Central Coast Section playoffs, but this win will certainly help. They finished the regular season 4-6 overall, and in the West Catholic Athletic League, they go 3-4. They break their 4-game losing streak, and they finish the season on a high note. So TBD on what is to come. Make sure you stay tapped into Bellarmine Athletics for all that information and much more. A big thank you, of course, to my broadcast partner, Matthew Suh. A big thank you to our entire production staff here at San Jose City College. As my name is Evan Giddings saying one last time, Bellarmine defeats Valley Christian on senior night, victorious 37-19. We'll talk to you soon. In the meantime, take it easy. Go Bells.